Hello again. Everybody doing all right today? I hope so. Back on the bike. Still headed to my granddaughter's soccer game, and I thought I'd come back and tell you a little something else I was thinking about. Now, you know, I know we're all motorcycle riders, or most of us are who watch this, and so that means by definition we're all hooligans, and we're all ne'er-do-wells and criminals and all that good stuff. At least that's what a lot of people think. But I do want to tell you about the one time, only one time, that I was ever in trouble with the law because of a motorcycle. Now, this was back in, let's see, would have been about 1974, maybe 75, back when I had my little Yamaha 250 on-off-road bike. And if you want to see a picture of it, you can take a look back in my vlog where I did my bike reveals of my history. And but anyway, I was going to school in Raleigh, North Carolina, at the university there, and I was riding home one day from class, and I was staying with about 9 other guys in a house in a real nice neighborhood, not too far from the school. One of the guys' father owned the house and let his son live there, and he rented it out to us, so he was actually making money off of us, some college students. I actually had a little 9 guys. You think 9 guys? I think it was a 3-bedroom house. Imagine the little alcove off of the kitchen, where just big enough for a dining room table, and it had a little back door. It was sort of a little porch off the back, and I'd say it was probably, oh, I don't know, maybe 8 feet by 4 feet, and it's open to the kitchen, so that was what I was renting. I put a blanket up between over the opening so I could get a little bit of privacy right there, and I had a little small single bed in there and just enough room left over for a little night table. I didn't require much back in those days, but anyway, I was riding home, and this was back, I have to go back a little ways for you. You young guys may not realize it, but there hasn't always been a law about having to have your headlight on your motorcycle. Here in North Carolina, you have to have a helmet. It has to be on your head, and it has to be a DOT approved helmet, and you have to have your headlight on. And that's all times of day and night. Well, back in the day, when I bought my motorcycle, when they built mine, it was optional, so it had an on-off switch. Now this motorcycle here has a high-low beam, but it doesn't have an off switch. I cannot turn my headlight off because this was made in 2007, long after the law was passed. Well, that little Yamaha I had, you could turn it off and on. And I used to ride around most of the time with it off. Didn't see any point in burning up a headlight, you know, just during the daytime. I wasn't worried about anybody seeing me. They could see me. And so I was riding one day without it on. Well, they had just passed the law, and it had gone into effect about a week before that all motorcycles had to have their headlights on. And what a lot of guys were doing, they were going to the dealers, and the dealers were wiring it up so that it was always on, and they were just, you know, avoiding the switch. Well, I wasn't going to do that. I just, you know, didn't even really think about it. And so I'm riding through this neighborhood, and I pass a police officer. Now, I know I'm doing 35 miles an hour. I know I am, because I wasn't in any hurry. I was just heading to home. I wasn't that far from the house, 2 or 3 blocks. And he pulls one of these highway patrol turns, smoking the tires and spinning it around. And so, you know, I'm seeing this in my rear view mirror, and he's about a block behind me at this point. And so I took the first right, I pulled off, and there wasn't really any good place there on that road to stop. I wasn't going to stop on the main road there. And so I turned right again onto a little smaller neighborhood street and just pulled over the curb, got off my motorcycle, and was just sitting there on my motorcycle, had my helmet off, and he comes flying down that side road. I mean, these are 35-mile-an-hour streets. I bet he was going 60. Flying down those side roads, and he catches me out of the corner of his eye sitting there on my motorcycle, and slams on his brakes and slides all the way through the next intersection, does another highway patrol turn, comes up and whips in behind me. Well, he sits in his car for a little while. I guess he was running my tag or whatever, looking to see if I was a wanted criminal, you know. So, but apparently at this time I was still pretty new at being a criminal, so there wasn't any reason for him to arrest me. But he got out of his car and he walked up and he says, "Do you know why I stopped you?" And I said, "I have no idea." And I was kind of pissed off, to be honest with you. And he said, "You don't have your headlight on." And I said, "I don't have what?" And he said, "Yeah, your headlight's not on. We got to keep your headlight on." And I said, "Are you serious?" He said, "Yep." And damn if he didn't write me a ticket for it. No warning, no nothing. He writes me a ticket for it. How about that? That was my big run-in with the law. There was a happy ending. On the advice of a friend of mine, I went up to the courthouse and talked to the district attorney, who was going to prosecute me for my not having my headlight on. And he was a nice guy, and I said, "Look, you know, hey, I didn't realize it wasn't on. You know, I'll be sure to have it on in the future." And he said, "Okay, well, you'll do that. We won't worry about it." So he tore the ticket up. So I didn't even really get in trouble for that. But I thought you'd enjoy that. That was my big run-in with the law. Now I know you guys. I mean, we're bikers, so I mean, some of you guys got to be bank robbers, and gotta have done something. Train robbers. I don't know what. So, let me know. What was your big run-in with the law? Alrighty, well, we're going to be at the game soon, so I'll log off. You guys take care. Bye-bye.